Hello and welcome to my channel. I am Lisa and this is Cross by Floss, and today it is all about Stitch Mania and my plans. So if you are new to Flosstube or new to cross stitching and you don't know what Stitch Mania is a group that was started on Facebook in 2015, May of 2015. Catch the Maynia. And they thought that it would be fun for people to start 15 new starts for the year of 2015, to start some patterns, some pieces, and then you would work on them for the rest of the year. And then the following year for Stitch Mania, you would start 16 starts for 2016. But as the group has gotten bigger and more people have joined, and some people don't maybe have 15 or 16 or 17 or 18, 19, 20 patterns for the corresponding years, they have made Stitch Mania. Stitch Mania is whatever you want to make it. So when I joined Stitch Mania, it was 2017. And I thought, a lot of people were like, well, there's 31 days in May, so I'm going to do 31 starts. And I'm like, I can do that. I got lots of patterns. And so I did that. I got myself so overwhelmed, you guys. I was like, and I actually put my cross stitch away for probably a good 5-6 months. And because I just couldn't. And I didn't even finish May. Like I think I got into like 9 or 10 whips and I was like, nah, I'm done. And so I got really overwhelmed. So then did I join in 2018? I think I did in 2018. And I decided just to do like a few patterns, and that worked out pretty well. And then in 2019, I think it was 2019, or maybe it was 2018. I don't remember exactly my plans, but anyways, I only did one pattern and I concentrated on it. And it was the Halloween sampler by Cottage Garden Samplings. I think that's who it was. And I finished it by Halloween of that year, I think. So now we're in 2020, and I thought long and hard about how I wanted Mania, because the first year that I joined, overwhelmed. Second year, and I still have those whips in progress. Like well, that's what they are, works in progress. I haven't done anything on them. So, but I did finish the one when I only did one pattern for 1 year, and that worked out really well. But I have a bunch of patterns. I have a lot of stash. And so I was like, and there's a lot that I really want to start. And so I'm coming off of my birthday month sal, where I did All Hallows April sal, where every day in April, except for last night, because I was not feeling well yesterday. I worked, and actually worked late, and I crawled into bed and I watched some Flosstube and I was done. I didn't join the Zoom meeting yesterday. I didn't stitch on anything, so I'm now a day out. Anyway, so I also didn't tape my video yesterday. Where was I going with that? I don't remember, but so yeah, so I've decided that Stitch Mania for me this year is going to be about samplers and Mirabilias. I have had Mirabilia patterns. I started collecting them in 2001, 2, I think, something like that. And I bought my very first Mirabilia mermaid. And I have been collecting Mirabilias ever since. I love them. And Nora Corbett patterns as well, who is the designer of Mirabilia. But I have not done any of them. And I've got so many of them kitted up. I just have never started them. I'm a little imitated because they're big, right? And so I decided Mania was going to be Mirabilia Mondays is what I'm going to start, and then sampler Saturday, Sunday, so sampler weekend. So let's look at what I've got. Okay, so the very first one I'm going to start, so May 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. So my grandma was born May 1st. She's a May Day baby. And she loved dainty. She was dainty, and she liked blues and Wedgwood blue and you know, fancy. She's fancy. And so when I came across this book, The Light Upon the Lawn by Blackbird Designs, this one here, this screamed Grandma Odie to me. So she is my mom's mom. I love my Grandma Odie. She's been gone quite a while now. And when I saw that, I was like, this seems like the perfect sampler to start on her birthday and for her birthday weekend. So in my stash, my haul video, well, my last video where I did a 1, 2, 3 stitch order, and I got a couple of fabrics. This 16 count country French golden needle fabric seemed to be perfect. So these are the colors. I don't have a pretty board, sorry, but I think that it's gonna look great on this fabric. So this is going to be Maynia start number 1 for the weekend, the sampler weekend. Then I have to look at my notes, guys, because I actually have a plan. There's also a couple of caveats in my plans, because there just is. Because my name is Lisa. My name is Lisa. Okay, my next one is, so it starts Mirabilia Monday. And I am going to, I have had this pattern for so long, and I love it, love it, love it. So Mirabilia Monday, and so for the whole week, Monday through Friday, I am going to work exclusively on that Mirabilia. And it is Archangel from Mirabilia. I mean, is he not beautiful? Yeah, he's gorgeous. And I am going to do it. It called for tumbleweed linen or Belfast driftwood linen, neither of which I have because I don't work on linen. And so I used to belong to Fabrics by LJ. He doesn't die anymore, unfortunately. But at the time I was in his Fabric of the Month club for like 2 years. And then he would have random Facebook sales, and I bought a ton of fabrics from him. And so this is an 18 count, and he called it Oh Gray. Okay, I think it's showing up blue and a lot more gold in the camera than it actually is. But I think he is going to look gorgeous on this fabric. Yep. So I am really looking forward to doing him. I've had him. He was one of the first non-mermaids that I bought from Mirabilia. I fell in love with him. He's just gorgeous. He was released in 2004. So 16 years ago. Okay, then May 9th and 10th. So that's Mother's Day weekend. And honestly, my granddaughter was born on May 9th, but because it wasn't Mirabilia Monday, I have a Mirabilia for her. So, but because it's a sampler weekend anyway, blah, blah, blah. This is the sampler that I chose for that weekend. It's called Carter House Sampler 1817 by Cross Stitch Antiques. Beautiful. And the great thing about this one is it's done all in DMC. Thank you. So the fabric I chose for this one is a color and cotton, and it's called Love Letter, and it's a 16 count Aida, and I think it's gonna look great on this. Yeah, the original fabric makes it look a little bit more pinky, a little bit more, yeah, a little bit more pinky. So I think that this is a really nice neutral, and I think it's gonna look great. So going with it. Okay, that is that one. And then, okay, Mirabilia Monday. So again, my granddaughter was born May 9th. and her name is Ella. And so when Nora released this pattern, it's called Ella, the Frog Princess, I had to buy it. And so and this is going to be Ella's. And so I've had her kitted up. The last few days I have been putting all the floss on floss rings, and like, look at these colors. They're gorgeous. Are they not gorgeous? Yes, they are. And so I'm tossed up on my fabric choice. I could go with, it calls for French lace, and I had a piece of French lace, but it is 2 inches too short. Even with a very narrow margin, I'm still not, or border, I'm still not gonna make it. So I have a piece of antique white, you know, just white, antique white. And then I have a Fabrics by LJ. Now this will be the safe choice, obviously. But then I have this piece of fabric from Fabrics by LJ, and he called it Sandy Beach. And it is real close to the lace, French lace, except it does have these blotches in it. I wonder what the back looks like. Oh yeah, it's the same front and back. But I think I can get away with it. I do. I think that I could get away with this and it would look real pretty. So I might do it on this. You know, here's our colors. So I think that it will look okay in there. Where's my greens? There's my greens. Some of these lighter colors I'm worried won't show up on, but I could also go maybe one deeper. So I think I might do it on this. I think it'll look pretty. I don't know. We'll find out May 11th. What fabric I actually end up choosing. But this is really close, without all the blotches on it, really close to French lace. So I thought that it would look real pretty on that. And that's a 16 count Aida. Or I can play it safe and go with antique white 16 count Aida. If it was your pattern, what would you guys do? Play it safe? Or go with the, now there is white in the pattern as well. And I think that there's some beads that are very light. And so they may not show up on this fabric either, which is probably why she went with the French lace. I also could probably dye this antique white. I don't know, we'll see, we'll see. Okay, then it's sampler weekend again. And I'm going to do another Blackbird Designs, All Joys for Thine. I am in love with this. I love the colors. The colors are spectacular. And the fabric I chose for this one, and I'm going to use, I think I bought all of the Classic Colorworks and Weeks. Yes, so I'm going to be using the Fancy Floss for this pattern. And this is another Fabrics by LJ, and this one is called Golden Sand. Yes, Golden Sand. And so it's just a nice, looks aged kind of fabric. I love this. Yeah, you know, his fabric, it's really too bad he's no longer dyeing. I mean, there are some fantastic fabric dyers out there, but I really liked LJ. Lucas, he serged all the edges of his fabrics. You know, they came quickly. Yeah, I was sorry when he announced he wasn't going to dye fabrics anymore. Okay, then May 18th is Mirabilia Monday again, and I am doing Alice. And this is a Mirabilia. Alice, she's beautiful. She is done on a Provence lavender or lavender mist fabric. So I want to say that I got this from Mystic Fabrics, and it was just from a Facebook sale, I think, or maybe her website sale. And there was a bunch of fabrics in a package, and this one was in it. There's no name to it, but it is lavender. And so when I saw it, I was like, ooh, yes, Alice, she needs to go on this. So I am excited. I think tell me that's not going to be spectacular. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. I was so excited when I got that. Isn't it awesome when you get a fabric that just like rocks it? Okay, this is where I deviate a little. So May 19th to the 20th. So Alice is only going to get worked on one day, because May 19th is the day that Anne Boleyn was beheaded. And I have had this Anne Boleyn pattern for a while, and she needs to make a Maynia start. So I, again, have been busy kitting up, or actually putting her flosses on floss rings, her thread drops. And I am using all DMCs. That's what it calls for, Heaven and Earth Designs. And so I've been busy. I don't have them all on there yet. I may even have a third ring, because there's like 87 colors. Yeah, 87 colors to this chart. So she is going to make a start on the 19th to the 22nd, because I've been in love with Anne. I also have her daughter, Elizabeth, and she will maybe make an appearance next Maynia. Who knows when she'll make an appearance, but she's also getting kitted up. So, yes, she was beheaded in 1536, and I am fascinated by all things royalty. And so, yeah, she needs to make an appearance. And then we get to Sampler Weekend again, and that one is going to be this Teresa Kogut Pet All the Dogs pattern. Okay, so little note, Teresa, I was watching one of her videos and she mentioned this golden ticket. Now, I mentioned it in a couple of videos ago, and that in all of her new sampler releases that she did at market, she put a golden ticket in each one of the patterns that she released. And several people had claimed them, but Pet All the Dogs had not been claimed yet. So she did another video and she said, okay, I'm gonna say which pattern it's in and which shop I gave it to. And it was Acorns and Threads. Acorns and Threads is the store in Oregon that I go to when I don't go to Threadneedle Street in Issaquah, here where I live. And so I go a couple of times a year to Acorns and Threads and make a very large purchase. And I had done a pre-order and ordered all of the Teresa samplers, and had Pet All the Dogs. So when she first announced the golden ticket, I was like, ooh, so I looked through all my patterns, didn't win. Well, then when she said that it came from Acorns and Threads and there was still no winner, I was like, did I miss it? And so I pulled my pattern apart again, and I'm like, I looked through everything. I'm like, maybe I missed it on the back. Maybe she taped it on the back of the page or something. So if it has not been claimed yet, I haven't heard. If it hasn't been claimed yet, there is Acorns and Threads, Pet All the Dogs. Somebody has the golden ticket for this pattern. So, and it is not me. So anyway, I'm going to do this sampler on the weekend of the 23rd to the 24th, and I chose another color. Is this Color in Cotton? Yes, Color in Cotton, and its color is called, oh, Camelot. So the pattern that she did, it looked like it's done on kind of like a gray linen, and so I found this gray Ada, and I think that this is a 16 count Ada. And I think that Pet All the Dogs is going to look super scrumptious on this. And I cannot wait, cannot wait. I have a couple of Teresa Koguts going, and I love her stuff. Now, I don't remember, is this done all in DMCs? I haven't kitted it up yet. I mean, other than the fabric. Yeah, DMC and Weeks Dye Works. I have kitted this up. I bought all of the threads for it. So that is going to be the sampler for the 23rd to the 24th. All right, the last Monday of May. This also is one of the first Mirabilias that I bought. Oh, was it the first? Kind of. This was released in 2005, and it's Enchanted Mermaid. She is not my first mermaid, absolutely not. She's gorgeous. She's gorgeous. And so I have kitted her up all the way to the beads. Oh yeah, everything. She is ready to go. And this is the fabric that I'm doing it on. I am doing it on the called for Ada. She did not call for an Ada, but this is the equivalent, I think, for Twilight Blue linen that she asked for. And so it's coming out a lot more gray, I think, on the camera than it actually is. It's a blue gray. And I think it's gonna look fabulous. Oopsie. With her, yeah. I think it's gonna be pretty. So she has been one that I wanted to do for a long time. I probably purchased her in 2009, maybe. So I've been sitting on her for a long time. Okay, and then we get to the last weekend in May, which is May 31st. And I am doing a pattern called Let Heaven and Nature Sing. And it is this one here, Let Heaven and Nature Sing, by Blackbird Designs. And it is out of this book, With Needle and Thread, by Blackbird Designs. There are some beautiful patterns in this book. I was gifted this book by Instagram friend Robin, who I thank immensely, because I frequently take out the pattern, this book, and thumb through it and drool over it. There was another one that made a it was a contender. It's called Be Thou the Rainbow. And I liked the sentiment on it, especially for right now. Here it is. Be thou the rainbow to the storms of life. And that one was a contender. But I chose Let Heaven and Nature Sing because, well, I don't really have a Christmas pattern going. And so, yeah. So now this one I'm torn on what kind of fabric I want to do it on. And I pulled two fabrics. I pulled this 18 count Ada, and it's called Dirty. And so I've got that one there. I think that this might look really good. And I only pulled two of the threads for, which I think will look fine on it. What are the other threads that I need? Doodly-doo. I've got Sage, Rum Raisin, Schneckly, which I have in another kit. I don't know who this, who is Old Willow Stitchery. I've never heard of them, but there's a floss for that. So I might have to find, it's called Weeping Willow. And so I might have to find an alternative for that. But I think that this looks pretty good. And so I might choose to use this fabric, or I just have a piece of 28 even weave, 28 count ivory, and I might also choose that. So I'm not sure. it would be easier to do it on the 18 count Aida, obviously. And there's no one stitching on it, so I don't have to use an even weave for, you know, words or anything that are stitched over one. Everything is stitched over two, and on the linen that they used. And so, yeah. So those are my Maynia plans, and I am thinking, and I'm still going to do my freebie stitches 2020, hashtag freebie stitches 2020 during this time on the Fridays, and I'm going to pick a sampler for those Fridays. And so you will see some samplers. They'll only get a few stitches because really I am dedicated to my sampler weekends and my Mirabilias and. So those are my plans. And I will show whips. I post almost every day to Instagram, so I might post some whips then. And then I'm thinking for May, I might vlog style my video. And so do an update each day so you can see the progress on, you know, what I've done in day 1, 2, 3. I don't know. I'll have to think about it because really, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. So at the very least, you guys will see a video every 2 weeks, maybe more. We'll see. So I hope you all have a wonderful week, and I stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy, wash those hands, make sure you get in here, and those thumbs, important. All right, have a great week, and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye.